How's it going, guys? Sile here. Have a very interesting video for you today. Typically we don't play the support role, but yeah, we kind of got stuck in it today. And I figured, you know what? Wait a minute. So we end up going full damage Odin, which is a very interesting choice as far as the support role goes, because typically I fucking hate support. I think it's a very boring role. You know, I don't like having to rely on others for my own successes. So I was like, we're gonna put this into our hands. You know, you can see me flipping through here. You know, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I gonna do? You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. We got this. So, full damage Odin. And that's pretty much the extent of it, because at first I thought our carry was going to be Anubis, and I was like, oh, that's going to be easy. You know, fucking Odin ring, Anubis carry, you know, in the bag, not a problem. Turns out that it's Artemis. Artemis is our carry, so didn't fucking know that. Nobody mentioned anything, so I'm like, go, great. But we're gonna skip ahead to the gameplay here, so be back in a second. Okay, and we're back. So, Celestial Odin, Celestial Guardian Odin. What? Guardian Odin? Fuck yeah, dude. Celestial Guardian Odin is probably one of my favorite skins in this game that I've been able to afford. I don't typically buy a whole lot of Smite skins because that should be kind of stupid. But you see here, we start with the Guardian Blessing because you know, we need some kind of tankiness, some kind of sustain, and I don't think attacker or non-attackers, but Warrior's Blessing is going to do us too much. Tier 1 Transcendence, of course, pots, and then from there it's just a matter of us getting in there and playing. So the idea that was inspired by this is I played League, and in League, of course, I don't play support in there either because, again, same fucking thing. But in League, they will often, you know, turn the bottom lane into a kill lane. You know, one person farms, the other goes for the kill. So I'm like, you know what? We can do that. So right there, you can see that, you know, I was like, well, you know, it would have been nice for you guys to have said something, but it's whatever. Do I get a little bit salty? Fuck yeah, I do. Do I get a little bit BM? Of course. It's just kind of in our nature. It's all in good fun though. We don't take it personally. We don't get too angry. So we're gonna have a heavy focus on Odin's 3 because, as far as I know, it does the most damage, has the most utility. We have a Hachiman and a Baba Yaga. And of course, you know, with Odin's 3, we can literally just run them down. Like, they're forced to either disengage or fight. And it's just not a good idea to fight that in that situation. Especially not with, you know, how beefy I am. So, again, literally just aggro. Don't know what happened to my spear there. Like, I went to flick and it just disappeared. So get the shell there, not a problem. Artemis is getting poked real heavy, and this is another thing that makes us very useful, is I can be a lot more aggressive to save my support or my carry. And of course, if you haven't already noticed, this is post commentary, because a lot of these times I'm just playing the game, and if I, you know, get a decent game that's halfway entertaining, I go, you know what, we'll record that and we'll throw it up on the old YouTubes, the old Tubi-Ubies. So another thing that makes this really amazing is camp clear. With this, I mean, you know, as you guys may know, Odin is like top 3, top 5 junglers right now. So, you know, you give Odin a little bit of damage even without Assassin's Blessing, and he's able to clear pretty efficiently. Right there we go for chalices, and the reason we do that is because, and I know this is going to sound really bronzy of me, really iron, really woody of me, but I hate warding. Like, the fact that they give me an artifact ward is great. I use it, but outside of that, I prefer to have the sustain, prefer to have the damage. So right there you see my Artemis is a little out of position. We're going to try to run up there, you know, try to save her. Unfortunately, they do kill her, but again, they're not going to be able to push the lane up because, you know, we do enough damage. You know, we can actually clear pretty efficiently. Of course, you know, nothing's gonna happen exciting, or, you know, English is hard when my carry's gone, because I'm still just one man, even if I am Odin, you know, the All-Father, the God of Gods, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. But you know, this turned out to be a very interesting game. I thought for sure I was going to be flamed for picking such an off-meta, you know, choice, but that's kind of the way I've always been. Is I've always loved off-meta and just weird shit, and if I can make weird shit happen and work, then I am so happy. And, you know, our Artemis was actually fairly intelligent. That's one thing that I hate about, you know, the support role, is if your carry is a bit potato, then the lane's just gonna go terribly. Right there you saw I was looking for an optimal place to put a ward. I prefer to put it in the middle like that. I think that silences. I'm still actually not too sure because I was really confused when that happened. I have no idea what Baba Yaga does yet. I know she spells out fucking YOLO with one of her abilities, which I roll. As you can see, we have a Hubwa jungle, which I thought was, you know, again, one of those weird little off-meta picks, but I mean, I know Hubwa is really strong, so I was like, whatever. So now we have Odin ring, so now it's, you know, it's time to party. Baba Yaga does have a leap, so we try to avoid ringing her, at least until we know that, you know, we've used her leap, because if not, then that's literally just a waste of a leap. Hachiman, however, won't let us ring him. He uses his dash very intelligently, so as far as like actually getting stacks off him, it's really hard. And that's one of the biggest things about Odin, is just excuse me, getting that to work. And of course, our Artemis right there wasn't ready for it, but I mean, had she been ready for it, it wouldn't have been an issue, because she's a carry. She doesn't really need mana to do damage like that. But whatever, you know, one ring unsuccessful, it's not going to be a huge issue. Now, you do see me start Transcendence, which when I first got into the game, I was like, we're going to build Transcendence, fuck it, you know, we'll build it as we normally do. But then I thought, I was like, there is no way in hell that's going to actually, like, synchronize with anything that we're about to be doing. So instead I make a last minute change to Hydra's. You know, Hydra's not exactly like the most amazing thing. His 3 gives us an amazing Hydra proc, so that's not a huge issue if we land it. That being said, its other stats are really, really good. You know, it gives 40 physical power, it gives 10% cooldown, and MP5, which, you know, in the support lane, you can't ever go wrong with, sustain. Sustain is amazing, especially on Odin, who has no natural sustain. But getting that shield off with a higher power is really important. So right here you see our Artemis kind of fighting a little bit. We run up, I'm not afraid to face tank anything as a support for my carry, especially when I'm doing damage like this, because it's one of those, like, you know, hit me, motherfucker, hit me, do it, pussy. Go ahead and smack them with it a little bit. That's another really useful thing about us is I'm able to zone people out pretty effectively, because who's going to try to solo a solo laner, you know what I mean? 9 times out of 10 it's not gonna go well. And you know, he can keep trying to run up, he's not gonna get anywhere. You can see he does like 2 damage per auto. We're not scared. Not an issue. But that's, you know, that's just kind of how it is. And of course, you know, so duo lane, the most boring of all lanes if you ask me. I don't even like playing ADC. I heavily prefer playing jungle and solo. Jungle is my main, but whatever. We were out of position a little bit there, so had I been ready, we would have been able to ring him and kill him, because was everything there and everything. But again, that's just how it is. I'm not, you know, trying to say I'm an amazing player or anything. However, we do have a fight now, which is just super gravy, and that's so wonderful. I love it. I love it when they engage, because I love to fight that. Go ahead and body block for our Hubwall there. Wait for our cooldowns. Get a nice little triple kill for our carry here. Very important. Once again, you know, me doing damage, I feel, is more beneficial than me playing a traditional support, because, you know, I'm good at dealing damage, I'm good at hurting people. TM. So that's kind of where the idea stemmed from. That, and I don't fucking like playing support again, so I'm like, how can I make this fun for myself? And overall, I would say that this was fun. I actually really enjoyed doing this. Now, importantly, you know, I do want to mention this is not a ranked game. This is just normies. I typically end up playing normies if I'm not on stream. My MMR is about silver, gold area. So, you know, I'm not just trying to say this is the best of the best, sir. But I mean, a good game is entertaining to watch regardless. And then there we get a nice little 2-piece and a biscuit on Hachiman. And with that, you know, we can effectively, again, zone him off and make him fuck off. Baba Yaga being there didn't worry us. I still don't know the threshold of her damage, so I don't, you know, I'm not there to overestimate her or underestimate her. I just kind of do it. Looking towards their purple here, of course, you know, again, zone Hachiman off. Because again, if I can zone him off, then that's easy. Body block for our Artemis. I had no idea that he was ready to go in there. So, you know, it'd be like that. But with that being said, you know, again, I can effectively clear camps myself pretty easily. I don't need her there. And, you know, me being damaged solo laner, I can take purple. I actually still don't know what purple buff does. I haven't ever really looked into it since they introduced it last season. But I do know, I'm pretty sure it's like physical penetration, or at least penetration of some form. So, you know, whatever. And again, you know, their supports here, I have no issues, you know, battling with her a little bit, especially with Hubwa being there. Trying to bait him out, you know, making myself seem a little more afraid than I should. Get the ring up, miss all of my abilities, and of course Hubwa misses as well. That's the joys of being mediocre players. But you know, the important thing is to have fun, and that's like the biggest thing that people tend to forget in MOBAs. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, an amazing gameplay or anything like that. It's just have fun and enjoy what you do. Hubwa chased that down. That was an amazing chase by him. And then Baba Yaga here is over here trying to fucking ruin your boy's reputation. But we get out of there. No issue. and then Habwa pops off with a motherfucking triple kill. So, fuck yeah, dude. Right here, I'm pretty sure we take tower. Pretty easy tower take as well. As you can see, we're up 14 kills to 2. I I have 9 fucking assists at this point. And right there I was debating, because a lot of people are going red boots on their warriors, but I still like the tried and true yellow boots because I like the pure damage spike. I wish it gave like cooldown or something, you know, because it's supposed to be more of an ability based boot item, but you know, whatever. And then here, of course, we're going to go ahead and take this again. Our Artemis has started to roam, so that's not a huge issue. And then, you know, I'm like, you know, I should be able to clear this just fine. I should be able to fight him, right? So, here we go. Fighty days. Get wrecked a little bit. Definitely got a little bit big for our britches. Definitely thought I could kill him there, and had I not missed, I would have been able to kill him there. So that sucks. That's our first death. Again, just a little bit big for our britches. And of course, Crusher is an amazing item on Odin if you guys already hip to it. I actually built that before the rework, and that made his 3 a lot more of a viable ability at that point. Initially I was actually very upset when they changed Odin's 3 because, you know, being somebody who's played Odin since I first started the game when Amaterasu dropped, which I think was a year or 2 years ago, you know, I eventually got used to it. You know, a lot of people complained about it, but I was like, you know, with Crusher you made it work. But I finally warmed up to it. I finally figured out, you know, the ins and outs of it, so, you know, that's whatever at that point. Again, they're trying to come after tower, and while I know I can't exactly fight them, I know my my clear is good enough. So right there, we're literally just kiting around, you know, keep them from taking the tower while they push up solo lane. But of course, you know, I am just one man, and so, you know, this is inevitably going to end up poorly for you, boy. But that's just how it is. That being said, you know, I can definitely stall out quite some time. Not only is Odin tanky, but he's also, you know, very evasive. But Hachiman also does a lot of damage still. Hachiman is a really cool ADC. I was excited when they first introduced him, but I was also kind of upset at his design. I don't think he doesn't feel very impactful. He feels almost cartoony, and that's just really sad. So even though we died, you know, they still picked up both kills, so that's pretty good. Yamoja being an annoying little shit like she's supposed to be, but you know, what can you do about that one? She has nothing on Habwa, and, you know, Artemis when she really wants to care about it. So right here, you know, we decide to start roaming. They're going to go ahead and touch or leave support, do a lane alone, and, you know, at this point we're going to just farm up a little bit, try to get some more items under our belts, because, you know, as far as like the whole team, we're behind, but then again, you know, we are support, so that's just kind of how it goes. But being support, or being like full damage support, we're not gonna have to worry about the issue of being able to clear or anything like that. So here I do try to fight again, but I do leave this one well enough alone. I'm like, alright, I know I'm not able to fight this, I'm not gonna feed, I just back off. The biggest thing about, you know, a lot of MOBAs is, you know, people just, you know, they get in over their heads, they think they're, you know, a lot sweeter than they really are, and they start feeding, you know, they feed 1, 2, 3 kills, and then suddenly, you know, you have made your your enemy Mercury like 7-0, and nobody can either touch him or kill him. So don't want to do that. You know, keep your pride in check. There's nothing wrong with, you know, accepting defeat. and accepting that you can't kill somebody. That being said, we are still a team fight monster. I wish I would have landed that before, or at least missed my lead. That way I would have got that stack, but that's whatever. Bracer didn't give us too much there, but it gave us enough. That scared me a little bit. I forgot Anubis was on our team, so I panicked a little bit, and I was like, oh shit! And again, farming up, pretty easy. There's not much to, say in between stuff like this as far as the gameplay goes. I will say, like, I'm pretty excited for the new Odin skin. It looks pretty sweet, and it's probably going to be too expensive. I'm not going to want to buy it. I don't spend money on this game. I don't spend money on skins 9 times out of 10, so I just kind of avoid that. Right here, we're trying to siege the tower. Of course, your boy getting poked down because he's a squishy as an ant on a picnic day, and we don't want to just die. So we back off a little bit. Not a problem. They have to actively try to kill me, and they typically don't, so not an issue. So of course, now that we've got our Crusher online, we're looking at other items, and I'm like, what do I want to get? Do I want to be slightly tanky? Do I want to be bruiser? Or do I want to go full damage? So I'm just kind of looking around. I'm like, what do I want? What do I want? And I think, yeah, we definitely decide on Mystical Mail. So Mystical Mail's been one of those items that I've always kind of fucked with, even though people say it's not like a great item. And it's not. It could be better. I think that it should be closer to Sunfire Cape and League, where it scales off of your, your protections. I think that would be a good idea, but what do I know? I just play both games. I'm not like a fucking genius or anything. So we got a little bit of a team fight here. They immediately pick off a block. That's just going to kind of happen, but we're again just going to run at them and put it in their poopers, because that's what we do. That's what we do. Get another stack for the goodness. And that was another interesting change that I feel like they needed to make, because once upon a time Odin was just bad, and his passive was terrible, because if you're trying to ring people and you've got like a team that's like Fenrir and fucking like Bologna, shit like that, you're not going to be able to ring them, because they're, especially Fenrir can leap out of your ring like 3 different ways. So that was really annoying to try to actually build. But now it's not like super imperative. It's just a nice little, bit of juiciness to add on to the power and speed that he gets from his passive when people dies. So whatever. And of course, we knew we weren't going to get that left Phoenix. I wasn't worried about pressuring it. I'd rather just back and get my full tier Mystical Mail. So now we have a little bit of health, a little bit of protections, and of course, still more damage, because damage is nice. We don't care about anything else but the big damages. And at this point, we are scared. We are terrifying. Because at any point in time, while they're focused on trying to fight, Anubis, or trying to fight Achilles, I can come in, get him with the All-Father dunk, and call it a game. Right now, we're just kind of roaming. Nobody's really warded anything, so, the enemies could be God knows where. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not super worried about it. I typically play champions that either have amazing escapes or are really tanky, so even if they do all in me, 2v1, 3v1, 4v1, I'm wasting their time while my team are hopefully, and this is hopefully, pushing objectives and everything. So go ahead and smack down the Gold Fury there, not a problem. Again, another small team fight. Don't know why Hawa popped that early, but whatever. We're going to chase down the Cuckoo. Because Hachiman can solo us. Cuckoo can't. And then we're going to turn on Baba here. Realize we're a little bit out of our element. But, you know, you don't have to worry about it because that shield is really fucking strong. And then here we go for Fire Giant. And this is always kind of scary for me because I don't like being low health, trying to take Fire Giant, because I'm the one that always seems to catch a fucking ult in the back of the head. But notice Umoja coming up, and I'm like, hold up, not gonna happen. So we go ahead and dunk that bitch, and then we take Fire Giant pretty easy. Almost die though. That would have been embarrassing if we would have died after the fact, but we don't. And, you know, we don't worry about it, so. And of course, we're going to finish it with some cooldown. Odin with cooldown is still very important because, you know, he's like 80-90% an ability-based god. Having the dunk up as often as possible is important, but also having the rings up as often as possible is important because they are a strong form of CC. So, and of course, you know, we still have Guardian's Blessing, so we went ahead and let her pick those off. Free gold for her, free gold for me. It's a win-win situation, you know, as The Rock in Disney's Moana says. Go ahead and let her pick up purple. Pretty simple. Shock is not a god with a lot of mobility, but that's alright. We can go ahead and smack him down a little bit. Pooped him down with Mystical Mail there. That's why we build Mystical Mail, even when we can't hit our autos, our abilities. We don't have to worry about it because Mystical is steady burning them, and you know, as Sean Paul says, we be burning you. Go ahead and leap on Cuckoo here. Make sure he's not trying to, you know, mess with the boy. But again, solo him down, Mystical Mail. It's overpowered. It's good. It's not overpowered, but it is good. I thoroughly enjoy that now. And then we just start popping off, because again, you know, we're online. We got damage now. We don't have to worry about any of these hoes. And you know, our objective capture is ridiculous, and they said no. 34-7. Easy fucking game. You know, we're going to see the stats here in a little bit, but yeah, throw out a quick GG easy. That's it, guys. That was Odin support. You know, I'm not saying it's the most meta thing. I'm not saying, you know, take it to rank game, but I feel like it has some viability to it. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, follow us on Twitch, follow us on, you know, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun shit. The stats are going to come up for you here in a second. But I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And as always, stay godlike.